This is what I do to plant them. I get a shovel. I don't want to disturb where I drove it into the ground with that the stake into the ground and disturb all the soil, which would loosen my stake. I drive it into the ground and I put it in the center. Drive it down till I hit clay. You see that clay? What I'm trying to do is keep those roots in that row. I had to walk over there and get one of the plants. The best way to carry one of these is upside down. It will start to loosen and it'll slide out. See, I got roots, I got a ball, I got roots out the bottom, plant's upside down. Now all I have to do is turn it over and hold the stem. You might pay attention to which way it's bent or leaning. What I'm trying to do is tie this thing onto something just to give me an extra hand. You don't have to tie it tight. You don't want to strangle that stem because the stem's going to get bigger. It'd be like putting a tourniquet around your arm. After a while you'd have to loosen it. Well, with this you wouldn't be around here coming around loosening them. See, that's a big loop in it. And this is the upper one, I guessed about right. Having to do this by myself. Put the plants in the ground, and we'll probably slide those down a little bit to get a little more stem in the ground. I'll just slide the ties down the pole. I want about 6 or 8 inches of stem under the soil to root. Then all I have to do is water that plant thoroughly because it's almost bone dry with the hose and backfill it. I just roll these nylon hose strips down the pole. And then all I do is take all this clay out and flip it over there by that pole. It'll break down on the top. See, there's an old tie from last year that I cut off at the end of the season. I gotta water this real good and then I'll just backfill this. But see, that's my pot. See how much root I'm gonna have under the ground? So I'm gonna have that much root on one plant. That's what we're after, roots. Roots make a lot of tomatoes. Now we're gonna soak it really good. You want those roots to be in contact with the soil. You really can't put too much water on them right now. It's going to drain in my porous soil here with all my compost in it. Now I took off the 3 lowest leaves. I don't know whether you can see this. I'm trying to do this by myself today. That leaf there is touching the ground. I don't have but so many leaves to support this plant. I'm going to leave it on there for about a week and let this one get a little bit higher, and then I will take that one off. I don't want any of the leaves touching the soil. All I have to do now is cover it and forget it. I went ahead and took that leaf off and took off the end of that leaf. You see, I've got this mounded up a little bit, all the way up to the stake. So I've got 8 or 10 inches of stem underneath the earth. and that will root. It'll take a while to root, but when it does, that'll be like a third of the way through the season. It'll have roots coming all out of it, and then I will have a strong plant. And if it doesn't have a frost till December, I'll pick tomatoes to December. I don't plant a late crop of tomatoes because I get tomatoes off these till it freezes. Well, I'll go get down here in the soil so you can see what's going on. This is the second one I'm planted. I have attached it at the pole there. I've got about as more under the ground than I've got above the ground. This is not one of the taller ones. Most of the taller ones will get up to about there. See how I have contoured the soil so that it's pretty close to that stem? There's not a big hole under it. And there's my root ball. Before I water it, I pull some compost on top of the root ball so that the water's not hitting the root ball and disturbing the roots. Now when I pull this soil down, it'll fill that gap up, and I will have that much root, and it'll be rooted all the way to there. That's my hand. I'm going to have about that much longer than my hand under the soil of this stem to root. That's why they're going to be 8, 10, 12, 14 feet tall. It depends on the weather and how much rain we get. I just thought I'd let you have a little closer view of what I'm trying to do. I took 4 leaves off this one. What I did with the other 2 is just tucked them behind the main stem. Well, my bride came over here to help me, and I pulled this one out, and I said, you know, I need to video what I've got when I pull it out. Now you can tell that's a fair amount of roots. A lot more than if it was in a 6-pack. And look at the plant. It's a big, tall, healthy plant. And all those roots in good soil, you gotta grow big tomatoes. And see, with it being dry, it just slid right out the carton. Didn't fall apart. You could pull it apart. I think the pollen is starting to bother my wife. It has been bad.